Hi and welcome to the video. I'm Damon, this is Dameover, and today we're heading over to the support class to look at one of the new weapons that's come with Battlefield 5's final update, and that is a BF1 favourite, the Chauchat. This weapon is personally one of my favourites to use on Battlefield 1, and for those of you guys that run the support class and have played Battlefield 1 before, you'll know just how powerful this weapon is. And similarly to weapons like the Selbstlader, another weapon from Battlefield 1 has made its way into Battlefield 5, so let's see how it translates. Now, like I said, in Battlefield 1, this weapon was extremely good. It went for the slow fire rate, high damage model, and if you were using the bipod properly and positioning yourself in the right ways, you could quite easily dominate the battlefield. But Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 are very different games. So how does that all translate? Well, first of all, I'm going to take you into the Specializations to show you what I think are the best ways to take advantage of the Chauchat's attributes. So here we are, we've got all of the Specializations down the right hand side, including quick aim, ported barrel, barrel bedding, and recoil buffer. I'm sure by now those of you guys that are interested in Battlefield 5 will know what these do anyway, so I won't go over that, but definitely go down the right hand side of the tree to help reduce recoil as much as possible. So just like in Battlefield 1, the Chauchat is one of the slower firing weapons, but does have that extra damage per shot, and it only fires at 327 rounds a minute, and if you compare that to the KE7, which fires at 635 rounds a minute, but does less damage with more bullets in the mag, you can see that there might be a bit of a problem there, but if you're able to stay accurate and land your shots, technically you shouldn't struggle that much. And then if we compare it to one of my favorite weapons as well, the LS26, which fires at 600 rounds a minute, and according to the in-game stats is far more accurate. And this is where things become a little unstuck with the Chauchat. So as you can see in the clips, I am picking up some kills, and I did do quite well with this, but generally it's to do with my positioning more than anything. Taking on players in a one-on-one gunfight where we're shooting at each other at the same time generally left me being the one that's tasting the dirt, and it took a really long time for me to really get my eye in with the Chauchat and try and understand how it was going to be accurate and what sort of way to use it in. And I particularly struggled when players were moving to the left or right of where I was aiming. I know that sounds ridiculous because that's mostly what's going to be happening in Battlefield 5, but because of the slower fire rate, I basically wasn't able to keep up with their movement while I was holding down the trigger and firing at them. But with a weapon like the LS26 or the BAR, for instance, having that higher fire rate means that you are able to lead your targets and not see every bullet either go in front or behind them because the gun is simply firing so slowly. So to start with, I was using the iron sights because in Battlefield 1, the AA sights, which is what I usually tend to with LMGs, were absolutely horrendous and you just couldn't see anything. But once I put the AA sights on the Chauchat, it was a bit of a game changer for me. It became far easier to line up the shots and to see the surroundings and go from one target to the next using the AA sights. It basically was just so much clearer. So if you're going to take one tip away from this video, absolutely put the AA sights on. But honestly, that's kind of it with the Chauchat. I found it was just a bit meh. It didn't really do anything particularly well. Even at long range, having that slower fire rate and high damage didn't seem to make that much of a difference. And to be honest, I don't particularly see the point in it when you've got weapons that fire so much faster and more accurately, that can fire those bullets out at almost twice the speed the Chauchat can. It basically equates to an almost equivalent time to kill. Honestly, I just feel like there are better weapons. The Chauchat comes with limitations that the other LMGs and even MMGs don't particularly suffer from. Laying down and trying to make use of the bipod for extra accuracy doesn't particularly give you much of an advantage, especially against other weapons because they simply kill faster, and trying to get in up close and use the weapon like an assault rifle more often than not is going to get you killed anyway. Where it's most effective is if you're able to position yourself on the flanks of the enemy so they can't see you, and as long as you can get the shots off first, generally you'll be able to pick up the kills. But I mean, saying that, the same is kind of true for any of the LMGs. So while I think the Chauchat was a very exciting and very anticipated addition to Battlefield 5, I just don't really feel like it has a place in Battlefield 5 considering the way that the gunplay works. When every single gun is essentially a laser beam, of course players are going to go for weapons that fire faster, have more rounds in the mag, and are more accurate. The Chauchat's damage output just doesn't really seem to have enough of a trade-off to be worth it. I am going to keep trying to use it and get better with it because I do really love the Chauchat in Battlefield 1, and just for nostalgia's sake more than anything, I want to try and make this weapon one of my favorites, but I really doubt that being the case. But anyway, that's what I think. What do you guys make of the Chauchat in Battlefield 5? Let me know what your experiences are down in the comments. Here is a very quick thank you to my Dame operatives, those of you guys supporting the channel through Patreon. Each of these guys gets a free coupon for getting their haircut from me because they can't go to a barbershop during lockdown. So if you want a free haircut as well, well, then you can become a Dame Operative by going to the link that's in the description or the pinned comment, and you can help support the channel from as little as $1 a month. So don't forget to hit the like button if you had a good time, sub if you're new, hit the bell button so you don't miss any notifications, and until next time, that's Dame over. Peace.